Let me ask you, when you came in, you had to make some choices. You had to make some decisions, strategies, trusting the Lord, but saying, I'm going to move in this way. I'm going to set up these disciplines, and I'm going to move my church toward this type of healthy view. And now you've really gotten it. And who knows where it's going to go from here, but it just seems like it's going to go up. So think back to the time when you were going back home, you'd completed your training. What were some of the earliest decisions that you needed to make and to actually follow through with and turn into strategies so that you could work your way toward this type of health?
So when you graduate seminary, you're eager to go and apply all the tools that you learn in seminary. When I was coming back home, I thought I was gonna go like, Luther, like thinking on the reformers and, plant churches but the Lord stopped me. When I got there, I was going to plant a church and found a seminary back there. But then my dad was the pastor of the church I pastor now. And I was pastoring with him, and I told him, Dad, I'm gonna plant a church. But then he got cancer, and just in a few months, he died. So uh, it was a very hard time, but it was a time that the Lord used to shape me and mold me to apply not only what I learned in seminary, but what I learned also with him as a pastor. And I think that brought patience on me, and that really put me on my knees to depend on the Lord. It's not about what you know, it's not about, all the information you have in your head only, but it's about depending on the Lord to be sensible to his voice. In that time, I had to stay in my church. I had, an elder who went away and started, accusing the church and trying to take people out from the church. And the Lord used that time to unite the elder board and to prepare us. And, me and my wife make the decision to stay in the church. And just when we were beginning to, move forward, then COVID came.
Oh.
And no seminary prepares students for COVID. We were not prepared for COVID. We didn't know what to do. The government closed the churches. People were anxious. They were wondering what we're gonna do. And then we opened the church. We stayed closed for a few weeks, and then the elders we decided to open the church. And something that happened was we were not expecting. Many churches from around closed, and people start coming to our church, and they wanted to hear the word. And again, I think the Lord used that time to shape me, shape the other elders, to shape the church, to give me patience. I think even though we're eager to do things, we need to be patient and wait for the Lord and wait for his blessing and confirmation in what we do. So it's not that I stopped, being eager, but I began to be more sensible to the Lord. And you know, he showed me that, Angel, you had a plan. You had the plan to go plant a church and do this and that. That was good, but he showed me this is what I want to do. And some young men from our church were formed during those years, and they are now in seminary. They're getting ready to train to help out, and uh, that has been, something that I didn't expect. All those things, COVID, the death of my father, and all this time, I thought things were gonna go move forward faster, but I'm glad that the Lord did what He did, and that we can trust that He's in control over everything.
15 years have passed since we were in seminary when we first met. As you look back, could you have ever imagined what life would be like now, 15 years ahead?
I don't think either of us could imagine that.
It's a good point.
When I met you, remember what you told me?
No.
I met you the first day, and you said, I just came because someone paid for me to go to seminary, but I just want to go to Italy.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to finish this and go to Italy. I'm going to finish in 3 years. And here we are, well, almost 15 years after seminary. And look where the Lord is using you. The same with me. The plans and the ways of the Lord are marvelous. I'm just amazed as the Lord, what the Lord does. Even when we preach, when we teach, I'm here now with a young man from my church at Shepherd's Conference. He came into our church when I had just moved back. 2016, he was like 17. He was eager for the word. I would never think that the Lord would do what he's doing in that young man's life right now. As now he's married, he has one kid, he's getting trained for a seminary, he's looking to serve the Lord. And he came into our church with a Catholic background. He have never been in a evangelical church. So I'm just, again, amazed of what the Lord can do.
What word of encouragement or exhortation or actually instruction would you want to give to young men who are in a situation like we were 15 years ago? And as they look to the future, they have one plan. They don't even know that God has a different one, no matter how close it might actually end up being. Knowing what we know now, what would you pour into them as a word of instruction?
Get on your knees and pray. Be a man of prayer and be real and genuine with the Lord. Get to love Him, to study the Word, but to love God, not for your own purposes, but go to the Word to love God and delight deeply in Him. I think that's something that we're missing. Men who love God, not because I want to serve, it's because I want to be in Him, because I want to delight myself in the Lord, and then He will do whatever He wants with me. Also find experienced men that you can learn from, that they can hold you accountable. Sometimes we have all this information, we know theology, and we think we know it all. But find someone who you can submit to, you can learn from. I say that if you want to pastor, you need to be pastor. If you want to be a leader, you need to be a follower. And so find men who can help you, that the Lord can use them to shape your life, who can tell you your weakness, who can help you to get stronger on those weaknesses. So submit to godly men and, be careful with your family. Pay attention to your family. Love your wife, love your kids, and be eager to be faithful to the Lord. It's not about how big your church is. It's not about how many followers you have online. It's about being faithful. When we go to heaven, it's faithfulness, what the Lord is looking for. It's not a big personality. It's not a big, like in Matthew 7, Jesus says, in that day, many will come to me and say, in your name I did this, and your name I did that. And something that surprises me in that passage is that the Lord doesn't deny that they did what they say they did. What He addresses is, you did it, but I didn't know you. And that really scares me, Chris. Really scares me. Because we could be doing many things in the name of the Lord, but then He doesn't know us. So may the Lord know us. May the Lord know us. And may we be faithful to Him in whatever we do.
Well, that's a perfect place to end. And I hope for many people, this discussion here is just the beginning of many discussions that they need to have on their way of being faithful, no matter what the Lord has for them. Ángel, it is always a joy to be with you. I'm glad that we could have this experience together today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and may the Lord bless your effort.